Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, one half a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Hell yeah.
They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
Hello everybody, I am in Long Beach right now, and the reason I'm mentioning I'm in Long Beach is I just realized the crosswalks, how they have the little, normally the white lines that go between the other white lines for whatever reason, a lot of white lines. Apparently that wasn't good enough. They had to paint them the color of the rainbow flag, which is interesting. I mean, that's fine, do whatever you're going to do, but with all the problems I think that Long Beach has with potholes and everything else, that's money that I don't think is wisely spent. Everybody always talks about separation of church and state, but people are going to do what they're going to do, that's fine, but now you're taking tax dollars and going out of your way to paint your crosswalks, the different colors of the rainbow flag. It's just interesting, if nothing else. And of course, no, I'm not a homophobe or anything else. It's ironic that when people say that, you Christians are homophobic, or America's homophobic, but yet you'll lead with it and be public with it, really is not helping your argument. Because if we were in Saudi Arabia, where it's probably illegal to be homophobic or to be gay, you have to do everything. That's where the term probably being in the closet comes from. You have to be in the closet. Probably in Hollywood, you'd have to be in the closet if you're straight. Ironically, but it just something that's interesting, and I think things kind of pop at you when they're so far over the other side, that it's just really, because sometimes you hear it so much, how bad America is, how racist, how, especially after this election is, and you're like, no, we're pretty normal. It just, if somebody doesn't lead with something, all of a sudden that's an excuse to attack. Oh, you're not for gay marriage, so therefore you are anti-gay. Say, oh no, I'm not. Just because if somebody is a fan of the Angels, it doesn't mean they hate the Dodgers, and that's the team they like. That's the team they're going to root for. I'm sure there are people that hate the Dodgers, and that's if they hate the Dodgers, I happen to hate the Dodgers, but that's more or less because it's kind of become the LA symbol has become like a gang symbol now, and that always kind of bothered me a little bit. But no, just because you're not for something does not mean you're against it. And obviously it's a little different in sports. We take it lighthearted. But if I am a Christian, but it doesn't mean I am against the Jewish religion, in that it doesn't mean I'm going to spite somebody that's Jewish. I'm not going to have them be my dentist because they're Jew. I'm going to, do I like talking to people that I can relate to? Sure. I mean, if somebody wants to talk about, Jesus to me, I think we have probably more to talk about in the area, but that's pretty narrow-minded to say, now I'm going to only like people that have my set of beliefs. Sure, if I think somebody is over the top as far as they're a pornographer or this, that, and the other. That's just because that's just the way they are. And for me, it's more, okay, there are certain things that I'm not going to get along with somebody. And, if somebody's gay, okay, that's fine. And if, we're talking about whatever we're talking about, no problemo. But if somebody's now going to say, hey, that the gay lifestyle is okay, it's backed by, what's the word I'm looking for? The Bible allows the gay lifestyle, and I'd say no. I think it's a sin, just like everything else is a sin. Not everything else, but all the other sins. And I don't think it's you can get away with saying that. Oh yeah, the Bible backs it up, because people say, oh, well, what about all the other things? Okay, well now we're talking about something different. Now if you're saying the Bible does a lot of other things that could be questionable, so therefore, why are you making an issue out of this? Well, that's two different things. So we need to get to the point where, okay, does it allow it or does it not? And I think that, when it says a man shall not lie with another man like he does a woman, and of course Sodom and Gomorrah, where the city was judged because of a lot of the homosexuality that was going on, and I'm just saying the Bible says that. Now, one thing you have to understand is, when the Bible says to do something, it's because it's for your own good. And it's the reason it's saying that is because it knows that there will be the spread of AIDS. It knows that it typically would take away from the family structure, and we are here to procreate. And now you can say, oh, well, what about the old people that can't have kids? Well, the Bible just sets rules because they're generally good for the people. It doesn't mean if you can't procreate, therefore you have no business getting married. No, it puts those laws, and sometimes it's the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law. But the point is, now that's what God says. Now we have to obey. And if we're not listening, then guess what? God is just going to basically be upset because of the fact that we're not listening. And any more than if I tell my kid to do something and he says no, well, now it's not. Now I'm going to challenge my kid, not because he's the chore isn't getting done. It's because he's not obeying me. And the old term is, oh, well, what if you have the desire to do it? Well, if a guy has a desire to be an adulterer, it's natural. It's a lot of things, but you still can't do it. You have to fight your urge. And I think, in my opinion, just like with the adulterer, if he fought it from the very beginning, it would be easier for him not to be it. But he gave in to his temptations, and now he's knee deep in it. So therefore, like anything else you do, you're going to get momentum going the wrong way. But it's just, that's just kind of my opinion on that. And again, this show is conversational. It's not, I don't research the hell out of things, because I want them to be what I believe, not, okay, I'm going to go sift through all the information that agrees with what I agree with. This is stuff that I've heard over the years that made sense to me, so therefore I think it's a good stance for me. And I know a lot of people with this day and age, there's a lot of media that's focused on how bad people with kind of my beliefs, my moral stance on things is almost, you're looked at like a circus clown, and they haven't heard an argument that's could be kind of articulated, commonsensical. And it's like, hey, no, we don't hate people. This is why we believe what we believe. And so I try to put it out there whenever I can. So anyway, that's just based on the crosswalk. That's a different color. So you can imagine my wife just sometimes probably has to use earplugs, when it's a big topic. But speaking of my wife, she wanted to go somewhere on Sunday. That was my son's first birthday. So I'm laying in bed. I was tired because I had a long weekend, or a long Saturday. I had a big project I was working on, and I was just spent. But I knew I wanted to go somewhere, so I'm laying there thinking it was a nice day. So I headed over to the Irvine-Park, and I'm thinking, do I want to bring all the bikes and everything, throw everything in the truck? And so we took. That's part of the problem, is when you take a different vehicle, you got to get everything ready. So we have she has a nice car. She has the new Durango, and I figured, all right, we'll take it out for a putt. And so we threw my daughter's what do you call it, the scooter in there, the Razor, and took the three kids and went down to Irvine. And you talk about a nice park. It's in Southern California, and it's in Orange County, Irvine. And I guess the Irvine family used to. They just donated the land because they didn't want to pay taxes on it. It's like, things like square miles. It's just huge, and it's freaking awesome. It's just everything's manicured and everything's nice. No graffiti, no nothing. And so anyway, so we're there, and we go to the zoo, and the zoo's like $3 a person to get in, and the animals are like right there. And I'm thinking, this cannot last very long. Literally, you got two mountain lions, huge mountain lions, and all you have to do is hop over a little fence that's maybe 3 feet tall, and then there's like a 4-foot gap, not a moat or nothing, just you could walk 4 feet, and then there's a chain link fence with the lions on the other side of it. And I'm thinking, if you want to be part of the problem, all it would take is a couple wire cutters, and you could wreak havoc. Or just let's say somebody wants to pet the cat, stick their fingers through the chain link, and those cats are so big they'll probably suck you through the chain link. They're just huge. And in this day and age, we're so litigious that I don't see that lasting very long. But for those of us that are normal human beings and don't actually go through with our fantasies, it's an awesome experience because the animals are right there. They're walking around. And I told one of the zookeepers, I said, you go to LA, and it's all the animals are sleeping. It's hot, and the kids are probably throwing things at the animals. And it seemed like a great place to experience the animals. This episode is brought to you by the Orange County Zoo. And I did, however, get some free tickets, but I'll tell you why in a minute. So I'm walking around looking at all the animals, and my 1-year-old, he was all in, pointing at the bears and this, that, and the other, and it was just, he's trying to crawl over to where some of the bears were, and thinking it's a big dog. And it's a really nice place to go, and you kind of forget about it. It's not really advertised. Nobody knows where the hell it's at. So we're walking around the zoo, and then I go to take a picture, and of course my memory card is full, and then I can't put them on my Google, so I can't take pictures because my son erased my Google account when he was playing with the phone. So great, I got a couple pictures, but it was kind of nice because now I could not take a picture of anything. So it's weird because there's almost a sense of you're missing out when you're taking pictures, and just to be there. And now I'm just focused on the kids and animals and everything else, and you don't have to worry about the camera. It was kind of nice for something different. Of course, later on you want to go, there's no free lunches. You want to go back and look at pictures, and you're like, oh, it would be nice to have all this catalog. So I just can't wait till we get to the point where everything is just going to be recorded. It's just a matter of time where it's just, we're just going to have an orb follow us, half a foot above our head, just record everything, and we can go back, and it'll be great for some people, and it won't work out too well for other people, like the people we talked about earlier that were cheating on their wives. So anyway, it'd be like, instead of you forgetting your wedding ring, say, so honey, I noticed your orb didn't follow you today. What's going on? Oh, I forgot. I